Alright, coming up through the Keyhole. Look at that. Yeah, it's Tuesday, September 24th, 2019, about almost 6:40 in the morning. I'm here at the East Long Peak Trailhead parking lot, about to try to climb Longs Peak this morning. I actually got to the parking lot at about 4:20 a.m. because I had been given to understand that this lot fills up pretty quickly, and it's actually only about a third full at this point, but I just wanted to make sure. But I'm not getting started on foot until now because pictures and videos tend to turn out better when it's light. So we get started to the trailhead here. And here are the signs at the trailhead. And they do post conveniently daily updates on the trail conditions. The ranger station. It's just after 6:40 a.m. I'm going up the initial stages of the East Long Peak Trail here. The overall stats are about 14.5 miles round trip for the Keyhole route and about 5,200 feet of elevation gain, so pretty substantial endurance stats for this climb, in addition to having some class 3 climbing towards the end of the route. So it's going to be a long day. So this is the first sign you'll come to after about half a mile or less. You want to stay to the left to head to Longs Peak. And after some moderately sloping switchbacks back there following that initial trail intersection, we come to this sign, the Goblin's Forest Campground. And the trail has leveled out along this stretch. I'm going to just keep going. And still heading through the forest, following the Goblin's campground site. And here we cross this dry stream. And right after that, come to this series of switchbacks here. Hard to believe I've already gained like 1,000 feet. It doesn't seem like it. And I'm about 10,500 feet now. Gotten to the top of that switchback section back there. I'm now approaching Alpine Brook. Across that here. Good bridge. And after the Alpine Brook crossing, things start to get a little more open. Only about 10,700 or 800 feet. We're already getting to tree line here. Coming up here, our first views of Longs Peak. So I'm up here at about 11,000 feet now. Just panning around. It's getting fairly windy now. That's to be expected. It's the front range. What am I going to do? There's Longs Peak in the center there, off to the southwest. And to the left of Longs is the high 13 Mount Meeker, like 13.9 or something, I think. And then in the foreground to the right is Mount Lady, Washington. It's about 13.3. And just continuing along up here. This trail off to the right is called the Jim's Grove Trail. You can take this, it connects back up with the main trail eventually. I'm just going to stick with the East Longs Peak Trail for now, though, and go towards the left. What we're going to end up doing is sending up part of the slopes of Mount Lady, Washington there. Coming up here at about 11.5. Oh, look at that view. That is amazing. Especially to someone who's never been here before, like me. So at this sign, Chasm Lake is to the left, more toward the southwest. We want to go toward the Boulder field, which is to the right. And we're going to begin to ascend up the side of Mount Lady Washington there. I'm at about 12,000 feet now, doing that ascending traverse up the northeast side of Mount Lady Washington there, going here in a northwest direction. Mount Lady Washington stands between here and the destination, so we have to go around it. Eventually make my way to the Boulder field. Still going up the side of Mount Lady Washington here. The stretch is not really that steep, just long and steady, I'd say. Now we're almost done with that stretch of Mount Lady Washington. Here to what's known as Granite Pass, right before the Boulder field. After Granite Pass and that sign back there, view opens up towards the west there. And we go up a series of switchbacks here. Now I'm up here about 12,000 feet. Still heading up these southwest directed switchbacks toward the Boulder field. Finally at the Boulder field. You can see that impressive east face of Long's Peak come back into view. Continuing now through the Boulder field. Being as it's so rocky, it is a little harder to keep track of the path, so let's look for these cairns and the intermittent sections of trail. Also keeping in mind that overall you want to be heading towards the Keyhole, which is a distinctive opening up there in the rocks that you go through. So as I progress further into the Boulder field, it is becoming decidedly more bouldery. Whereas back there it was kind of boulders mixed in with grass, so you actually have to do a little bit of boulder hopping through this area here. as we make our way towards the Keyhole. Past these rock shelters on the way up here. So as I get to the west end of the Boulder field, approaching the Keyhole here, it does get steeper. Coming up through the Keyhole. Look at that. Yeah, it's pretty windy up here. See the next section that I'm faced with. I'm gonna put the helmet on and get started here. Okay, so the top of the Keyhole is where it gets real. We're about 13,000 feet. Turning now towards the south, really. And this first challenging section you have to pass through is called the ledges. And you can see it drops off fairly steeply there. Not a cliff or anything, but definitely ledges though. Hop down here. Fairly ferocious on this side. You can see that red and yellow bullseye painted on that rock there. A series of those marks the rest of this route. This looks interesting. Actually, a little slippery right there. Careful. Like you could either go up that knots are on the side of it. I think I'm going to try the side of it. Alright, continue along the ledges here. Following the bullseyes. You have to descend somewhat here. And you don't really gain much elevation on this ledges stretch. Just kind of contour around on the way to the trough. There's that bullseye over there. And I do find myself having to correct for some minor errors, no big deal. Looks like I'm entering a trough. In fact, most of the rest of the elevation gain will be this section here. So probably at about, I don't know, 13,003 or 4, something like that right now. One thing is this wind and chilly temperatures make it tough on the old fingers grabbing onto these rocks. Tend to get cold hands. Now this trough is the most strenuous section to me so far. Watch out for this ice. And continuing along the trough. Can't wait to get to the top of this damn thing, I tell you. Heading close. A little ways to go. Ah, interesting. I'm going to try the left side of it. Maybe not. See this kind of shelf up here. Looks like it might be easier. Pretty solid. Get the top of the trough. And the next challenge around this corner is called the Narrows. And like I said, I've never been here before, but I'm pretty sure they call it that for a good reason. And it's still windy. Yeah, that last move of that trough was a challenge. Oh boy, look at that. So it'll be fun. See, in the information I read, there are a number of tricky points right at the beginning of the Narrows here. And getting over these rocks. And the drop off here is more considerable than the ledges drop off. It looks like you could either go to the left or the right of this rock here. I think I'm just going to go to the right rather than try to wedge myself into that cranny there. Other than some wind, it's actually fairly nice up here. It's actually warmer now that we've gotten out of the trough. And there's really a lack of ice. Imagine what that would be like. Speaking of ice, here is a little bit of ice. Just a tiny bit though. Still watch out for it. Another tricky point here. Either go below or above this too. Alright, so the bullseyes go up here. Looks like you could plausibly go that way too, but I'll follow the targets. Part is not for the faint of heart. Ready to start up this final segment they call the Homestretch. That view. Those cliffs, wow. And this entire route has been basically an exercise in just kind of spiraling around this cliffy mountain in order to find this breach. Steep too. Just gotta kind of follow these cracks upward.
actually is really nice up here. Imagine if this had ice on it or even water. Solid too. There's not really much loose gravel to slip on. Nice. I think this is the final segment here. Here we are. Pretty expansive summit area up here, actually. So here I am at the summit of Longs Peak, 14,255 feet. It was quite an adventure getting up here, especially obviously the stretch beyond the Keyhole, particularly the ledges and the narrows. The Homestretch and the Trough were the most strenuous parts of the whole route to me, but it was a lot of fun. Good exercise, great views, wonderful day to be up here. Okay, I'm going to do a pano view from some of the Longs Peak here. Here you've got neighboring Mount Meeker with its impressive east face, and then below us the east face to Longs, the drop off there. We come down here for a second, you can see Chasm Lake down there. southwest. You can see Torreys and Grays, those twin high summits over there. More impressive mountains in the foreground here. In the far distance there, we have the high ridge of Mount Evans. And way off to the south there is Pikes Peak. Alright, I've had some water and lunch. Head back down. Always gives you a new perspective to get the view down these things.
Yeah. There's more exposure. There's that one little part where the iron dot rods are. Yeah. That's like.
We're at the Narrows again, and the bullseyes are painted on the other sides of the rocks for the return trip as well, as you can see. And here we're coming back to the crux section of the Narrows here. View down. back to the trough. I guess I'll try and descend this slab at the top of the trough the same way I came up it. Just along this diagonal part here. And I'm about to come back to the Keyhole again. Finally coming back to the Keyhole. And there's the boulder field again. Coming back to the trailhead and the ranger station. I'm not gonna lie, that one kind of took it out of me. It's about 3 p.m. now, so that was about 8 hours and 20 minutes round trip. Actually, it felt like longer though. Anyway,